Hi gorgeous ones, and just a little midweek soiree, a little midweek look in, because I've been getting a lot of emails this week, and because the weekly was all about that tower energy. Some people are experiencing it as release and into a new space and feeling that relief of not being in the burning tower anymore. Some people are experiencing it as they're in the tower. You know, it seems to be that there's just some messages that want to come through. Also, though, I do want to share that I have a very generous client that has essentially sponsored a place on the webinar. I have a few spots left for the webinar this Sunday. So it's split into two. One is at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The second is at 1 p.m. I have more spaces on the 1 p.m. because I just released that one. And so one of you that has booked on the webinar or buys the books into the webinar now, and I know I can feel that there's a few. If you feel like you weren't sure, but even I feel like there's some that were on the last one that aren't on this one that maybe should be in this one, or are feeling like they want to, or whatever. Just always do whatever feels best for you. But I'm always in this place where I'm not sure, you know, what to share or not, because I want everything to be authentic to you, you know, but at the same time, sometimes we need other people to show us aspects that we're not aware of. That's basically what the other person is. And I do consider myself a guide, but you know, it's not. It's a guide. It's a guide standing next to you, not in front of you, if that makes sense, and holding your hand. That's what I want to be. That's what I am. We are walking the journey together, to walk the journey with you, you know, that just has a little bit less fear because I've walked the path before. That's a true guide. Anyway, the webinars are incredible because it meets you where you're at, because there's so many different people in different places and different stories that you get to hear, and you pick up in the same way as you watch these and you pick up your stuff is in everybody's story, and it makes you feel less alone in your story. It's really powerful, and it takes me about 3 or 4 days to recover from these webinars, to let you know. I mean, really, seriously, like it's intense for me. But I like that. I enjoy that. So anyway, if you want to be part of that, the link is below. Also, the half price, the weekly is half price this week. So go and do that. I'll put that link below as well. Check that out. So you know, do one or the other. It's a big week this week. I can tell you that. I'm feeling it. It's a big week. And as I said, I'm getting the emails. So yeah, one person from the webinar is going to get the webinar for free. So what I'm going to do is I'll have all the places. I'll put everyone's name alphabetically. I'll choose a number, and that person's going to get refunded. So that's everybody that's on this webinar. Sunday the 17th. And then I'm going to do a little quick 3-card reading, just a little message. Just take 3 cards out and they'll be at the bottom of the deck, so 4. And then I'm going to pull us an oracle card, and this is our little messages for the midweek. And then I'll see how I feel tomorrow, because I might do it again tomorrow. I feel like it might be a few days. I don't know, but it could be tomorrow as well. Okay, and obviously I had to let you know about the webinar stuff, so it all matches up. Let's go for this one. Oh, victory. Very important message. I think this is a very, very important message for us right now. Victory is here. This is a victorious week. Don't forget. 6 of Wands, victory and peace. That wreath. Christmas. The wreath. Love it. So I'm just going to pull 3 cards. Oh. Ooh, what is going on? Let's do 5. Yeah, let's do 5. Okay, that feels better. Wasn't quite complete. We're going to do 5. Okay, so, interesting. Center card for this reading is the Knight of Cups. I was drawn to him very quickly. The funny thing is, I just had a conversation with a friend of mine that also reads tarot, and we were talking about the Knight of Cups. Of course, we were talking about the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, the messenger of love, the communicator, the communication, the message of love. So this is all centered around this its communication is very important. So for masculine and feminine, very important that we are able to communicate our feelings. This is not always easy. There is also something for the feminine in here. This is about the feminine expressing her feelings, because I feel like she's waiting for the masculine to express his feelings, but the root is the Queen of Cups. The feminine, expressing her feelings. Very emotionally able, expressive, communicative, loving. Unconditionally loving in her communication. And I want to tell all feminine, you are unconditionally loving. You are unconditional love. Just allow that love to move you and allow that love to speak through you. It's very, very important. And to communicate that out. Give what you want to receive. Be careful. This isn't about pushing through. This is not an aggressive energy. It's a feminine energy. It's a receptive energy too. So, it's be soft in your communication. Be passive in your communication. Not even be passive. Be neutral. It's just an expression. You can ask for something from a neutral space. You can communicate anything you want. It can be a question. You can say, come over for dinner to anybody. And if they say no, it doesn't matter, you know? There's no, you must do this. It's not emotionally loaded. It's free. That's what I mean by the unconditionally loving. But I do feel as though the masculine communication is here, is arriving. But there's a lot of feminine energy kind of surrounding it, and there's something to do with the feminine expressing herself. Express yourself. So you as love, allow that to express. Because then the crown here is this. Completion, togetherness, emotional fulfillment, happy families, the world, life, love, freedom, completion, wholeness, oneness, our world, utopia. Our individual peace is world peace. Your individual peace is world peace. Something else going on here. The Empress is the mother, the maternal energy. There's a desire for motherhood. There's a desire to nurture. And I feel this is all very nurturing. These cups in a row here, and this feminine nurturer. The mother earth, the earth, springtime, nurturing. But there, as I said, there's also a passivity to it, a passiveness. I'm not even quite sure what the correct word is, but there's a receptive. It's receptive, not even passive. Receptive is the word. It's receptive, but it's also giving. It's like an effortless giving, but she's able to receive. She receives. It's kind of like, if you think about plants, they're taking from the soil, feeding, and then feeding us, and that's what she does. And there is something about this mother nurturing thing, and this love and the sexuality and the sensuality, because the Empress is also pregnancy, but also, and motherhood. So it's this whole kind of juxtaposition between the sexual woman and the mother, the nurturer, and that she is one. So, and that there's something connected to this communication. It's how does she communicate this nurturing energy in her, the mother in her, and the sexual woman in her, the Eve, you want to call it, the Eve, you know, whatever. It's that kind of in one. She's all in one, and that's kind of what she's got to get good at communicating, I feel, or being, just allowing it to move through her. But it is that the masculine communication is here and is coming. And look again, backed up. They're very similar. Looking, you know, on the horse in the victory. You know, we are victorious. But then we do have this Nine of Swords here. Again, this is another little thing, just to be a little bit careful about your thinking and anxiety, and just, there's nothing wrong with thoughts, but just don't allow them to overwhelm you. Have a thought, say, oh look, there's a thought about that, about him, about her, about that thing, and that's all it is. Doesn't mean anything. Don't kind of don't hold them. You know, we become overwhelmed by our thoughts, and then by anxiety and fear and doubt and all of this stuff. When we just hold on to things, it's just allow the thoughts to just move through, because then there's clarity. So for me, the Ace of Swords is clarity. But when we have lots of different thoughts, 9 different thoughts going on at the same time, that doesn't sound fun. It's not fun. So it's just deal with them one at a time and let them move through you. It's not to ignore them. It's not to not have them. It's not to not respect them and listen to them. But it's to really see them one at a time and allow them to show you and give you clarity, and then move on to the next one. Very, very important with that 9. And I feel I do need to pull some kind of outcome. Ooh. Interesting. So this is, I feel like there's some kind of like financial worry or some financial woe, and not even, okay, so it's not even just financial, it's material. It's this experience that the material world is not gifting me. It's the experience that the spiritual world and the material world are not one, which is an illusion. So this card, this is a church. And with pentacles, it's the blending, the merging of the spiritual and the material. It's all one thing. It's all one place. This is kind of the idea. Again, this webinar is all about, it's something to do with like desire and manifestation and creativity, and how they play together. How we integrate our spiritual truth in our material world, collectively and individually. And this is what this 5 of Pentacles is about. It's an illusion that this material world is separate. So this idea of I'm abundant spiritually, but I'm not abundant materially. It's just an illusion. It's all the same thing, you know. But there is this. It's a lack. It's a card of lack. It's a card of lack of abundance, but there's abundance here. And for me, it really is understanding that the spiritual and the material world are one. It's one thing. It's one world, and it's your world. And any idea that they're separate will create a feeling of lack in you and a feeling of separation. And so just to be a little bit careful of that, and a little bit of help there, hopefully. And I'm going to pull, again, a little Journey of Love, because these cards are really speaking to me at the moment. Alana Fairchild, Rasuli, Richard Cohen, Journey of Love. They're short, they're to the point, they're powerful, just how we like it. So I'm just going to pull this one of these. And maybe tomorrow I'll just pull another one of these. I'm not sure, we'll see. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, interesting. That was the one that had been pulled. So it was on the top before I shuffled. Obviously has something more to say. Number 67, the Swan. And here we go. Gliding with grace, nothing is withheld from this beautiful soul. It can discern what is genuine, authentic, loving, and what is from the ego parading. Even through the most impressive words or gestures, this soul can sense the holding within of a core of fearful separation from the divine. With grace, it allows all to be, and moves amongst this world with inspiring light and grace. Paramahamsa, Great Swan, the soul that moves the souls of others, is reaching to you now, the Guru, the teacher, the light, the love that is all. You are blessed by sacred divine relationship with the essence of love itself, that adores you and wants only for you to be free. This oracle reaches to you now, indicating that you are held within the grace of a great soul, a teacher of the heart, of the spirit, and there is endless light bestowed upon you for protection. Your path ahead is assured. Soon you will be shifting from hope to a sense of inevitability in your attainment of the spiritual goals closest to your heart. Be with your practice of love through meditation, yoga, kindness, nature, dance, singing, whatever speaks to your heart, and know you are one with the divine. It's only a matter of time before you realize it. To love from afar, all we share are dreams of what will unfold. So thank you very much for being here with me. I love you very much. You are love. You are loved. You are free. And life is merging with the spiritual truth right now, in this moment, every moment. Come and join me on the webinar. Check out the weekly if you haven't. The links are below. Thank you so much. And I will see you very, very soon.